Shifting our focus now, a deal led by the United Nations and the International Red Cross has begun to ease the ordeal of the most destructive siege of war in Ukraine. Roughly 100 civilians were evacuated from the besieged Azovstal steel plant in eastern Ukrainian city of Mariupol. The United Nations confirmed a safe passage operation was in progress there. The International Committee of the Red Cross said it was currently participating in the operation. Russia's defense ministry gave a lower figure of 80 civilians. One Russian news report put the number of civilians still at the plant at more than 500. Neither the United Nations nor the ICRC have said how many civilians they are transporting. It was not immediately clear why the sides had been given different figures. And Moscow said that some civilians were handed over to the UN and the Red Cross. Now, civilians were seen emerging from the steel plant's rubble. They were driven to an undisclosed location in the Donetsk region.
Два месяца, да? Ну вот сейчас приехали с ООН, с Красного Креста.
Stories of the harsh conditions in besieged Mariupol have horrified the world. The plant was the last holdout in the port city that has endured a Russian blockade since the conflict began. Even as hundreds hold out, Ukrainian troops and civilians took shelter in Azovstal steel plant. Moscow declared victory in Mariupol on the 21st of April. In a vast Soviet-era complex with a network of bunkers, tunnels, where they've been trapped with little food, medicine and water. In a video address, Zelensky hoped the evacuations could continue today as well.
Вдалося розпочати евакуацію людей з Азовсталі. Після багатьох тижнів переговорів, після багатьох спроб, різних зустрічей людей, дзвінків, країн, пропозицій нарешті. Не було жодного дня, щоб не пробували знайти таке рішення, яке забезпечить порятунок наших людей. Сьогодні вперше за всі дні війни запрацював цей життєво необхідний коридор. Перше було 2 доби. 2 доби припинення вогню на цій території вдалося вивезти вже більше 100 цивільних, жінок, дітей, перш за все, які рятувалися від бойових дій саме там, саме на Азовсталі.
After being evacuated from the bunkers of Mariupol's Azovstal steel plant, dozens of civilians arrived at a temporary accommodation center. Civilians arrived in the village of Bezmin in an area of Donetsk under the control of Russia-backed separators. They were receiving refreshments and care after weeks of suffering here. Thousands have been killed and millions displaced since Russia's invasion after failing to capture Kiev in the early weeks. Russia's military has turned its focus to Ukraine's south and east. Western powers have rushed to send military aid to Ukraine and imposed heavy sanctions on Russia. Russia has been seeking ways to push back against the growing international pressure as Russia moved to solidify its grip on areas it controls. From Sunday, it introduced the Russian ruble in the region of Kherson. Initially, the Russian currency will be used alongside the Ukrainian currency, but after 4 months, settlements will completely switch to rubles. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.